Buongiorno, everybody. Um, it's Friday, and so, life's a little crazy on Friday, winding down the week. So many things to do. Everybody and their mother-in-law, well, no, it was all guys, wanted to stop by here this morning, so we've had an influx of people in and out. Friends of Leo's, friends of ours, friends of the kids, everybody. So it's been crazy. I'm surprised I'm even able to get on here right now. So, but here I am at 11-ish. I'm just gonna have to make ish always, because for some reason lately, 11 o'clock on the nose just doesn't cut it, but like 11:05 works fine. So anyway, because it's the weekend, I thought I would do like a simple, easy thing that you can use as an appetizer, that you can, it's good hot or cold. And it's, good to throw on the table on the patio. So we're making a, not typical, as some people in America might know it, but a spinach artichoke and mascarpone, which I use it more like a bruschetta, but you can use it like a dip, however you want to do it. Italy, they don't use dip as we know it here in America. They will put everything out for you already on the bread as a bruschetta. Bruschetta is not just tomatoes. It can be, it can be anything. It can be a pesto bruschetta. It can be a tartufo, a truffle bruschetta. It can be just with little sprinkled cheese and oil on it. It can be using the caponata. Oh God, that's so good on a bruschetta. Also this is going to be really good. So we are going to start out with, you know what? I'm not even getting a bowl. I'm going to mix it right in my favorite oval baking dish. This is my favorite. I love this thing. I use it all the time. Okay, so we're going to start with, I started with one bag, which is like 1 pound of already chopped spinach. I didn't have any fresh spinach, but I did have some frozen. So I kind of already just gave it a quick warm up in some water on the stove just to kind of melt it, and then I drained it. So I've got one whole package of spinach. Easy peasy. See, this is just, we're gonna just work it all right in. You can do this in another bowl if you want. Today we're just gonna do it this way. I'm gonna set this here for a second. So I hope everybody's looking forward to this Friday, this weekend. And here comes Nico and Carlo.
Hello.
Hello.
What are you making? Anything good?
Yeah, I'm making
Well, it's always good.
spinach artichoke mascarpone bruschetta. So if you're lucky and you're still here.
I'll be here.
Okay. So we're going to take the artichokes, and now I'm going to talk to you a minute about artichokes. These are artichoke hearts. These are plain artichoke hearts, so there's nothing on them. Now you can also, like sometimes this is what I have in the cabinet, because I kind of buy both kinds. I always have, these are the kind of things I have handy that I want to quickly make something. You can chop them up, put them in a pasta. You can do lots of different things with them. These are grilled artichokes that are already marinated. Now these are good by themselves on an antipasto. But if you just have these, just drain some of the oil off and put these in. Also another level of flavor. I'm going to flavor this myself, so I'm not going to use these today because I'm probably going to use these as an antipasto later this weekend. But I'm just going to take these plain artichokes, which I supposedly already drained, and there's still water on the counter. Okay, so I'm just going to take these and chop them up because I want some in every bite. So you always cut the artichokes long ways because they don't cut very, if they're nice, oh, see, these are good ones. If they're good ones, they'll cut sideways. If they're tough, they won't. But I always kind of quarter them and cut them in pieces. We're just going to throw these in. See, I'm telling you, when you have recipes that are constantly telling you, you got to do this first, you got to do, there are sometimes things you got to do first. Sometimes in certain cakes, you got to cream the butter and the sugar and this stuff and that stuff first. But other cakes, you don't have to. And if you don't have to, those are the kind of cakes I make more often that have less rules to them. Back in the old days, I'm going to talk about cakes for a minute while I'm chopping artichokes. Back in the old days, they relied on the eggs for the leavening. So, they didn't have a little baking powder in a can. So that's why you couldn't jump around when there was a cake in the oven or it would fall. It's really really hard for a cake to fall these days. So the science of, baking has gotten a little easier for the layperson. So it's not really, shouldn't be so daunting. So if you think baking is hard, you're wrong. Alrighty. So now the fun part. So we're gonna put some garlic in here because that is a key ingredient. Actually, I should do this. Actually, they're all key ingredients that go in here. Can't have this without, obviously, the spinach and artichokes. And the garlic, you need garlic. That's cooks up and it mellows and gives it such a good flavor. We're gonna put in a good three big cloves of garlic here. And I am gonna use my press because I want these to be little. Now, if you don't have a garlic press or you just don't feel like getting it out, just chop it up really small. And if you want it to be milder, you can take your garlic and while you're putting everything else together, just saute it for a couple minutes just to soften the garlic flavor if you feel like this is too pungent for you. There's always ways around everything. But when you do it in the garlic press, it really does come out so teeny tiny that it cooks up so easy in with everything else. I love the garlic press. It's like this power thing. You go, and then it's out. Satisfying. And the third one. 2's probably enough, but I like it. Okay. Get this garlic thing out of here first. Oh, and speaking of garlic fingers, boy, have I got something to show you afterwards. Anyway, okay, so we've got our garlic in here. Let me get a fork just to start getting this stuff spread around a little bit here. All right, so now we're going to use mascarpone cheese. So this is how I Italianize everything. This is my recipe. So we're going to put in, actually, you know what? This I am going to use this other bowl for a minute because I'm going to mix it up. So we're just going to put in, that's probably a cup. Probably almost. Tell you what, I'll tell you how much it weighs. See how much. Let's just see how much stuff I think I'm putting in here. All right, so we're gonna put this on there. That's 300 grams. Let's see how many ounces that is, approximately. It's 10 ounces. So let's put in like, we want to fill this thing up. Let's put in like 12 ounces. Then, to give it something that's a little softer, and now let's get another spoon. Let's do this right. Let's start to mix. I'm going to use a little bit of plain yogurt. Now there's some American recipes for this. They call for doing half sour cream and half mayonnaise. Blah. Please do something better than that. I'm going to put in a couple ounces. Let's see, 4 big spoonfuls. So all told, this is about 1 pound worth of stuff. And then I'm just going to take it, let's use this spoon, get it off the scale. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. If you don't have if you don't have plain yogurt, I wouldn't put like vanilla yogurt in. You have to use plain if you're going to use yogurt. You can also use like heavy whipping cream. You can use it plain, just liquidy, and just mix it in to soften up the mascarpone. You can also whip it if you want ahead of time. Just don't put any sugar in it, just plain. But you need some, one softer one to go with this. If by some crazy chance you don't have mascarpone cheese, use a cream cheese. You know what they call cream cheese in Italy? Philadelphia. They call it by its name. The only cream cheese you can get in Italy is Philadelphia brand cream cheese. It's pretty funny. So they call it Philadelphia because that's what they call it. Okay. So I might as well just mix all the cheeses in here together and then we'll mix the whole thing. All right, so we are going to use my little handy dandy cheese grater here. I should have 2 of them. So this is my Pampered Chef microplane cheese grater. I grate cheese on this. You can also do garlic. You can do whatever you want to shred, teeny tiny, really nice. So we're gonna shred some Romano cheese. You can use Romano or Parmesan, and honestly, use as much as you want. I would say at least a good solid handful, whatever that comes out to be. This thing grates so fluffy. Look at how fluffy this is. It's different than when you grate it in the food processor, or if you grate it on, you know, what other way can you grate it? I don't know. This is a nice one. So, some nice, beautiful, see my beautiful Locatelli Romano cheese. So we got a nice little pile of cheese here. It's a very fluffy pile, but it's a loose handful. I'm gonna throw that whole thing in. Now, I have this thing about having multiple kinds of cheese in something. So now I'm gonna use my bigger grater. I love my toys, but these I use a lot. Again, I don't like single-use items, but I had this little piece left over from yesterday when I made breakfast, so it was in. I'm gonna grate that up. So this is a little bit of Fontina cheese. You can use Fontina, you can use mozzarella, you can use, I probably wouldn't use fresh mozzarella. I might use some shredded, but I would shred it myself. The fresh mozzarella doesn't like melt down the same way. So, you know, you don't want this to be gooey. You don't want this to be stringy, cheesy. You want it to be, you know, easy to break apart cheesy, you know. The Fontina is a really nice cheese. Asiago is a really nice one. Those all go really good in here, especially because you've got the mild of the mascarpone, and then you've got the pungency of the Romano, and then the little bites of the bigger pieces, so it gives it a nice. Oops, I kept going there. Love this. Let me put this down. So I got another big loose handful and a little more. Throw that in. Let's see if that's going to be enough. Oh yeah. So I'm just going to mix this all together. You can mix it in there. If it's too thick, add a little milk or cream to it. You don't want it to be too thin, because this is going to get, you know, it's going to kind of melty, get all melty and liquidy anyway with the little bit of moisture that's in the vegetables. Okay, so I've got this beautiful, nice blob of stuff. Okay, let's see, am I missing anything? Cheeses, oh, you know what else? You know what's nice? Okay, so you can do it just like this. You do want to put, even though there's cheese in there, we're just going to put one little pinch of salt. Now, you can put pepper in it, but I like white pepper in my white things, and it's a little bit milder, so a little shake of white pepper. You can put a little teeny bit of oregano. Oh, it smells so good. I'm just gonna put, I'm not in a big oregano mood right now, so I'm just gonna put a little teeny bit. Something else that's nice in this, if you want to, you don't have to, but a little bit of nutmeg. I don't know where my little ones. Anyway, we'll just put a little bit. That was just probably quarter teaspoon, just a teeny tiny bit. I don't want it to overpower, because I really want, oh, that does smell good. I really want the garlic to come through and the cheesiness, but just that little bit just gives it a hint of depth in the flavor, you know, so makes me happy. Let's see, what else can we throw in here? I think it's it. Oh, so we're gonna throw this in here. Hopefully it's enough, and if it's not enough, I'll throw in a little extra, but I have a feeling this should be. And the thing is, you can kind of, you know, if you have a cup or a cup and a half, or if it's all you have left, use it all. You know, it'll be a little cheesier or a little denser a vegetable, whichever way you go. Now let me get a, I don't want to waste anything. So I'm going to take my little baby spatula. This is Pampered Chef too. Okay. Get a spoon, and we're going to get this stuff out. Look at, that's another whole spoonful. To me, it's always like the challenge. How much more can I get out of the bowl? Okay. I've got all this cheese on my clean board that I'm just going to throw in there. All right, we're just going to mix this all in. Whoop! You know, I I can't stand the sound of the scraping. I need a spatula. Let's use the big one. Oh, that's so much nicer. The kids have fits with that too. I can't stand, it's like chalkboard, you know, so. So it's this beautiful, look, it came out the perfect consistency. Mascarpone really, okay, so you guys all know I'm trying to use up my big giant container of mascarpone, but these are some of my favorite recipes. It gives it a different, just a little different hint of flavor. It's so nice. So you can make it nice and smooth, you can swirl it, you can do whatever. You can, but of course I'm gonna smooth it out a little. Get the edges down, make sure there's nothing up on the sides to burn. Now, nothing in here actually has to cook. So basically when you bake this, is once it starts to get bubbly and just slightly browned on top, I'm gonna say about a half an hour on about 350. You can, if you want, take a little bit of extra grated cheese and sprinkle it around the top. Gives it a nice, you know, once you start going, you gotta make sure it's nice and even and looks so pretty. And here we go. We've got this nice big bowl, and it's gonna go in the in the oven. Now, I've already toasted up some bruschetta pieces, so basically all you do, these I would cut in half like this. So I like them. This is actually a really nice Trader Joe's bread. It's a multi-grain, almost like a rustic Italian, almost like an Italian loaf. But anyway, and I would just scoop a little bit on here, and you put it on a platter, and it's so pretty. So I'll show you that after a while when this is done. So I'm gonna go set this in to bake. Set that on for 30 minutes. And let's go sit down. There. Maria Luisi is watching from Canada. That's pretty cool. So let's see who's on here today. So while you guys, oh, hi Lisa, you missed it, but it was very easy, and it's obviously not very long because I started only a few minutes late. Well, I started like 10 minutes late. But anyway, so it only took about 15-20 minutes, and I was talking more than anything, so you know, that's the way it goes. But you'll watch it. It'll be on as soon as we're done. Uh-oh, I don't know my password. So how's everybody doing today? Anybody else stressed out or just happy that it's Friday, or can you even tell it's Friday? Angelina said to me yesterday, she's like, oh, or no, actually she was talking on the phone, and then she and I talked about it, but she was talking to one of her friends. I know, I can't believe that, you know, that it's already halfway through June, and this whole spring just poof disappeared. Yep, sure did. So anyway, so if you are though, you know, these times are crazy, and I wanted to give you guys like a recommendation of something that I do and I've been doing for a long time. You know, I've always kept journal books, and you know, there was, I mean, I've always, whether it was my little, I don't know if you remember, you know, 20, 30, 40 years ago, they used to, Hallmark stores always had those little square calendar books, and they had these little teeny weeny squares for the days, but I used to take those and write in little teeny weeny, you know, today I went to the park, and today I went to a party, and today I met so-and-so, made a new friend, or met this cute boy, or whatever, you know, I just wrote little notes. It wasn't really journaling, but it was just little notes to myself, and it was like a mini diary. So I gotta say, it's not political, but when they were criticizing, what's his face, the judge, why can't I remember his name, Kavanaugh, about his notebooks or something, or calendars that he had from high school, I was sitting here thinking, oh crap, I've got a box in the attic and I've got all those little calendars too. So, you know, I think it was just an 80s thing. He actually went to school near me at the same time as me. I didn't know him. But anyway, but I thought that was kind of funny, and I thought it was like such a stupid thing, whether you like the guy or not. I just thought it was the stupidest thing to rag on somebody about, that they kept a little little high school journals. And I'm like, those are my memories. I kept them. I still have them. So anyway, but I find that when I write stuff down, so like, let's just say I'm really ticked off at you, I write it. I don't put it, sometimes I'll write it in an email, but I do never, here's a lesson for you. Never, ever, ever put the address in an email before you're done. I always address emails that have meaning or that are important. I always address them to myself first. That way I can go back over it. I can send it to myself. It's a good way to save it. I can, cut and paste it, reword it, do whatever. Usually by the time I'm done ranting and saying all that I want to say, I go back over it. And by the time I'm done, whether it's a day later or something, I'm like, you know what? There's no point in sending this. It's not really constructive. It's just me venting and being ticked off. And I just leave it in my own box, and it's for me to know that I said my piece. And sometimes just saying your piece is good enough, doesn't matter to who. So it's nice to write it down and get it out of your head, because when it's in your head, when crap is in your head, see this hard skull here, and I got a really hard one. When you got thoughts in your head, they just bounce around and they hit this side and hit that side and hit the front and the back, and they stay there. And then the more they bounce around, the more swollen they get and the more you get. But as soon as you get it out, whether you speak it out to a friend to vent or you write it down, it's out of your head. It doesn't mean it's gone and it wasn't important, but it's out of your bouncing around like a rubber bouncy ball in your head. And we don't need that crap. We just definitely don't need that. Anger is a pointless, worthless emotion. And it gains nothing. You see, okay, well, you can say, well, anger gets my adrenaline going, so will protect me. But if you're not a nasty, angry person, and if everybody's not a nasty, angry person, you don't even need that adrenaline to, you don't need that adrenaline to save you. Think about that. Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with me. And if everybody thought the same way, there'd be peace on earth. So so along these lines, I think I may have brought this up one time a long time ago, but I'm going to bring it up again. There's a book called The Artist's Way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get it. Hold on. Okay. Well, I lied because I don't know where it is. I just swear I had it in my hand. But this is one of my journals. So in the book called The Artist's Way is officially, in theory, for artists, for writers. But the reality of it is it's really good for anybody who has things they want to do and your brain gets in the way. Who likes to read? I love to read. But sometimes there's so much going on in my brain that my brain is so full of crap that I can't even read a note card. I can't read one magazine article. Nothing, because there's just no place to put any more information. So what you do is, according to The Artist's Way, which is good for anybody, you write. And what they call it your morning pages. So you get up in the morning, first thing, and you write. And you just write, they want you to write 3 pages. Now, it depends on how big maybe your pages are this big, and maybe your pages are this big, but whatever it is, so, cheat however you want. But write 3 pages of whatever's in your brain. And if you got nothing else, like if you're whining and complaining, even if you can't do that, have nothing else to say, then just write, whatever. Just say, I'm writing because I have to write because I got to reach my 3 pages. Whatever it is you have to write to reach your 3 pages. It's just kind of an exercise in really pulling everything out of you. So I did that for a long time. So I've got here you can just pages and pages and pages of, look at just solid crap. And you know what? Oftentimes you don't go back and read it. It's not about writing something of serious content. It's about giving yourself the permission to put it out there and allow you to stop having to run it around in your brain, because a lot of times we keep thinking about things because we don't want to forget them because they're important, but you got this important thing and this important thing, this one and this one and this one, all of a sudden you're like, whoo, Woo. So if you put it down, if it's important, you're going to remember it anyway. If it's somewhat important, but you can't remember it exactly, you know you have it written down, and if you need to, you can go back and find it. So that's kind of cool. You know, I dated each page, and I got started and did my thing. So it's really, really, really a good thing. You know, same thing, like I said, with the emails, or honestly, I'll tell you what I believe. I believe that if you want to write something to somebody better than an email, write it out by hand, because it takes that little bit longer. Sometimes you're paying attention to how you write, physically write it. You can put it in the envelope, you can stick it in a box, you can stick it in your journal. Whether you send it or not, it has value. This is also an exercise a lot of people do with, for example, an unresolved issue with someone who's passed away, with a father or mother or sister or brother or friend, grandparent, whatever. You had an issue with somebody and you never got to spit it out before they died. You write the letter. You write the letter, put it in your Bible, put it in your notebook, whatever. But it's your way of telling them, and I think they get it. They have mail in heaven, you know? So, you know, and I'm a big believer in writing things by hand. And I am also a big believer in sending things via snail mail, whether they're cards or letters or whatever. You know, a little plug to Trader Joe's. They have the best, coolest, funnest, cutest, prettiest artwork sometimes. Cards, greeting cards for every occasion. And they've got the blanket. You know how many of them I've bought and framed? They're so cute. But they're only $1. 99 cents. So you can't beat getting good greeting cards. So every time I go, I get a couple. Well, not every time I go, but I often go. I get a couple here, a couple there. If they're cute ones, birthday cards, greeting cards. I like to buy the blank ones because I can use them for anything. Thank you cards. Thank you cards are kind of a lost art. I actually saw somebody questioning on a parent site the other day. Do you make your kids send thank you cards? And you know, I think that there's a time and I think there's a time and a place for thank you cards. I don't think you have to do it all the time. Sometimes saying, hi, Ellie. I'm saying hi to Mrs. Korea was, well, I know her as Susie, but Mrs. Korea was kindergarten teacher at our elementary school and taught, I think, 2 of my kids, Tino and Angelina, right? So she's watching. So now she's got Ellie with her. So hi, Ellie. Grandma was an awesome teacher. Hi, Wayne. Come here, Wayne. Come. Looky. Look what I got. Hi, Wayne. He is the sweetest, gentlest giant. Ellie, did you see Wayne? Come here, Wayne. Come. He's so beautiful. Come here, baby. Come here. Come. Oh, he's like a horse. Come, Wayne. Come here. Here. Come on. Here we go. Oh, no, he's looking for food. And his head literally rests on the couch. No, Wayne, good boy. Oh, he's sniffing the wine bottle. What are you looking for? Come here. Looky, come here. Come. Get him on. He's not one I can like kind of pull my way. He's a little bigger than me. One time I took him for a walk out in the evening when, like, Leo, of course, is big and he can walk him. But I took him for a walk and it was a little earlier in the evening, so there were still more people out. And there was another little dog coming. And he's not like, he's hanging around here with Bella and Louie. And Louie's a little teeny dog. He doesn't bother anybody. But, you know, he was still pulling because dogs want to sniff. And oh my God, I had to put my entire body into holding him because I was worried because it was one of the earlier times and I didn't know him as well back then. And, you know, it was kind of nerve-wracking. But anyway, so that was that. But anyhow, so that was, where was I when Wayne so pleasantly interrupted me? I was talking about snail mail. So send stuff to, go get stuff at Trader Joe's. And as I was saying, as far as thank yous, you know, so like for things that are important, you know, like weddings and all that kind of stuff, I always say that, you know, thank yous are absolutely urgently important. You know, for condolences and things like that. Now, when kids have, when there's birthday parties and kids are going to 27 birthday parties, and you're spending more money on what you're giving the kids that are leaving than you are, everything. I think it's kind of like a give and take. Sometimes the birthday, the thank you cards are fine. Other times, your thank you is their parting gift. You have to look at it and you have to weigh what's important to you. Sometimes a phone call is just as valuable if you don't have the time, desire, or fortitude to force your kid to write, thank you for the present that you gave me. But it is a good lesson to teach them. So I had 6 kids, and we went to and had a ton of birthday parties. So I'm guilty of sometimes not doing the thank yous. I was also the one, though, that did the coolest parties. So I think I gave back to everybody. I always did my birthday parties at home. Every single birthday party, except I think for one. And the reason we did that one, it was Leo's birthday. I think he was maybe 10 or 11 or 12, somewhere in there. And a friend of mine, her 2 daughters were both just before, like one was, I think, just before Christmas, and one was just before that, and his was, in January. So we jointly, for the 3 kids, allowed them to invite whoever they wanted. And we also didn't want like crap presents because, you get 27 million presents and it's just more junk. So what we did was we got the roller rink. We rented out the roller rink for the 3 kids, and they all invited their friends, and we had the whole roller rink to ourselves, and we asked everybody to bring a donation towards, we were going to pay for weeks of soccer camp here at Drew University, because I'm friends with Lenny Armith, the coach, and we bought a couple weeks of camp for some kids in town who couldn't afford to go to camp, and that's what we did for their birthday that year. So that was the one time, but that was a lot of fun, and it was really cool. But every other party we had right here at the house, in or outside of my house, we played games. We did, you drop the clothespin in the mason jar kind of games, egg races. We did around the neighborhood scavenger hunts. We had so much fun. And of course, I always made homemade food, never ever ordered out. Always made my cakes, never bought one from anywhere else. And that's it. And you know what? It was time consuming and exhausting and fun and rewarding. And the memories that we made with those birthday parties, and how every kid and every parent said, oh, my kid had the best time at your party, blah, blah, blah. And the kids didn't want to leave. Oh, can we stay and play longer? Because they were actually playing and enjoying themselves. You can only go to the bowling alley so many times, and they're not really interacting. They're interacting with the 2 or 3 people at their station, but they're not interacting with the whole group. So basically, you're just giving stuff away that there's nothing special about the 27 bowling alley birthday parties that my kids went to. They don't remember anybody's particularly specifically, Joe's birthday party at the roller rink. That one specifically stood out. No. But everybody remembers my parties, and the parties that we did here at the house. And my friends who did likewise, those are other parties that we remember too. So, have your parties at home. I blows my mind right now. I guess right now, when I see somebody saying, where can I have a birthday party? I guess everybody wants to get out of the house. So I understand, like at this time frame, probably everybody wants to just go have a birthday party somewhere else and do something different than at home. But, it's about being creative. So be creative, make stuff up, go online, look for things. I used to get a magazine called Family Fun back when I first had little kids, and it was the best fun magazine. It's funny, I haven't thought about that in years. I just, I'm gonna write it down because I'm gonna look it up later on and see if it's still, maybe it's in web form. Family Fun magazine. I could have written that though. Like most of the time, the stuff I saw in there was stuff I'd either done something similar. But what it did was it reminded me of all the things I know. Because sometimes you just got to pull it out of your brain. You have it there already, So, just like being creative about getting around the table, because we all need to eat at the table. and have all of our cool stuff. Hang on, my thing dinged because I think I put the wrong timer on. Hold on. So I'm a big dork. I put the toaster timer on instead of the oven timer, which means it didn't really turn on because I had it on bake and then I turned on the wrong knob. Whoops. So now I'm 10 minutes behind on it, but oh well, they're gonna live. Because we're just gonna have, that. Actually, I'm probably gonna have that later on. We're gonna have a little late lunch, and have some other stuff along with it. So, anyway, since it's Friday, it's 10 minutes to 12 before we turn into noon pumpkins. Let me just double check and see if anybody had any questions. So let's go to Dorina's kitchen and see what's there. Wow, what a cool picture at the top of the page. It's my kids. They're so cute. I am going to put it right in front of me so now I don't have to look away. That's smart. I should have always done this. Oh my gosh, can I just say, how many gajillion friend requests are you all of a sudden getting from random military dudes and doctors? I wish they were real. Let's see. Let's go to my live and see what's there today. Any questions? Ta-da, there we are. Spinach artichoke mascarpone bruschetta. This is so yummy. Oh, grocery shopping is demanding. Usually I love grocery shopping. I'm just reading comments here. I love grocery shopping. But right now it's such a pain in the butt because of having to wear a mask. Ugh, drives me crazy. But we're getting there. Oh gosh, I went to oh, wait, I have something else I want to show you. So just as I said yesterday, or I said a while ago that erase, start over, tongue-tied. Yesterday went to the farmer's markets. That's just what reminded me of this, because earlier I said I had something I want to show you. This is Orange Blossom Charcoal Kitchen Soap. It gets the smell off your hands. Like my hands right now, they smell like garlic and cheese. They really smell, actually the Romano cheese smell is really stronger than I thought. Whoops. Anyway, but this, you wash your hands with this. It's one of those good soap. The charcoal really, takes smells out. So if you have, you're having company, like most of the time I don't really care, but if you're having company and, you don't want your hands smelling like garlic when you go and kiss them, of course, because we're going to start kissing again soon. I am. I don't care what you say. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so this is from Garden Goat Soap. My friend Tracy Palmer is the soap master. And if you go to gardengoatsoap.com, you can order it from her. And I'm telling you, my hands smelled like, because I used it right away after making dinner last night. And of course, my hands smelled like onions. And instantly, oh my gosh, smells like orange blossom. It smells so good. And it got the yucky smell off and gave it a good smell right away. And it's in a glass jar, so you can reuse it. It's really nice. So, gardengoatsoap.com. You tell Tracy Palmer that Dorina sent you. She's on Facebook as well. Let me see, what's her Facebook page? I love recommending things that I like, and I love helping people who are little people like me. Garden Goat Soap. Yeah, if you go to facebook.com/gardengoatsoap, no spaces. That's Tracy Palmer. She's my friend. She's got goats in her backyard right here in Madison, New Jersey. She just happens to have a big backyard that backs up to the train track, so she's got a lot of space and nobody behind her, which is really nice. So she's got chickens for her own eggs, and she's got goat milk that she only uses for her soaps. But let me tell you, her soaps are awesome. She makes all these beautiful flavors. So check out her page, Garden Goat Soap, on Facebook. Tell her that you're a friend of Dorina's, and I want to see her inundated. Let's put it this way. Here, I've got a goal for Tracy. She's got 726 people on her Facebook page. I want to hit 1,000 on her page from all my people. So everybody, check out Garden Goat Soap. in the meantime, and I definitely recommend, and she has the most beautiful stuff, and she packages things nice. So like if you need it's really good shower gifts, or she does favors with the little soaps, little lotions. She does, she's got a natural hand sanitizer now. She's got all kind of bug sprays, all natural stuff. This is all organic-y, naturally stuff. So anyway. Now this particular soap has no goat milk in it, but everything else does. But anyway, she's expanding. So check that out. And then I met a new organic meat supplier that just started at our farmer's market yesterday for the first time. And so one day this week, I got some beautiful big fat chicken thighs, which I love. So we're going to use those this coming week. And so they are called Cotton, that's their name. I thought it was like they were cotton farmers first. Cotton Cattle Company. And they're in New Jersey. And they too are in the 700s. Let's help them hit 1,000 too. So Cotton Cattle Company, they do most of their business online, and they ship. So you can get organic, grass-fed here in it's in western New Jersey, almost to Pennsylvania. And really, that's beautiful farmland out there. It's not like the yucky part of the turnpike part of New Jersey. But you can write to them. It's Bryce is the guy's name, and really super, super nice. I was looking at some of their meats. Oh gosh, he showed me some of their steaks. They were gorgeous. And they, all right, I'm not the big meat connoisseur as far as types and things. I know how to cook it, but they're, what did he call it? They're dry. They're dry. I don't know. They're cured somehow, so they're like this deep burgundy red color. They're so just scrumptious looking. So that's pretty cool. So I highly recommend them. But next week we're going to cook up some of his chicken thighs, and I'll let you know how they are. But I did taste some stuff, and it's really good. So anyway, so that's something you should look into. Cotton Cattle Company and Garden Goat Soap. That's my giveaway today. I get nothing out of this, just nice people who have good products. Now, of course, if you want something else that's nice people with a good product, and you want like some good Italian cookware, you can go to check out my links for Da Terra Cucina and of course my Pampered Chef things. I'm going to repost those again here and just kind of keep them floating at the top, so you can order anything you like. And if you dry aged, that's it. That's the word. Dry rub, dry aged, cured, something or other, whatever. Yes, thank you, Kathy. So anyway, yesterday I asked people to shout out where they were from, and I had, if you're on here all the time, I know where you're from most of the part now, but if you're new, tell me where you're from. I love seeing where people are watching from. It's kind of fun. Anyway, yay. Yeah, the Pampered, I just got message from Pampered Chef that their stuff is starting to, like stuff that was on back order and everything's starting to go. So things are starting to pick up now, get back a little bit more to normal. So that's a good thing. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for you guys. But do let me know when you order something. I love knowing when you receive it, because that makes me know that everything's going smoothly. Unfortunately, during these COVID times, nobody was exempt. Nobody. So anyway, I will post later on the picture of this beautiful bruschetta with the artichokes and spinach and mascarpone. Hi, Carla. I will post the photo, the finished picture, and the recipe. And but again, please note that things like this have some leeway. This is again why I don't ever want you to be scared of trying something new. If you have a little more cheese, a little less cheese, if you have mascarpone or if you have cream cheese, if you have plain yogurt, or you have some sour cream or some creme fraiche, or if you have some panna or heavy cream, or some whipped heavy cream if you want to make it a little fluffier. You can mix and match these things I personally love anything with mascarpone in it, so I tend to do that. And I tend to stay away from things like, you know, mayonnaise and sour cream and stuff like that. So, hello, Susan. So I feel like, you know, I don't want to, you know, do things that I don't like doing. And I think that these are a little healthier this way. Definitely yogurt is definitely healthier than mayonnaise, right? Plain, unsweetened, no fruit, no flavors, no sugar, just organic, natural yogurt. And actually that was low-fat yogurt. I do tend to, I go back and forth. You know, some people say you should use whole fat. Some people say you should use low fat. Some people say that low fat has more sugar content for some reason than high fat. So just, you know, I kind of go back and forth. I give myself a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Sometimes I buy whole milk. Sometimes I buy 2%. Sometimes I buy whole milk yogurt. Sometimes I buy low fat yogurt. And that way I kind of, you know, I kind of keep a balance. I may not be a toothpick, but I'm not getting heavier or less. I just kind of have my status quo. If only my status quo could be a little lower. So I'm working on that. Okay, so I think I mentioned something about this yesterday. So I'm going low carb, but I ate no carb yesterday. Well, no refined carb. Well, except for 1 spoonful. I had 1 spoonful of cannoli cream last night. I couldn't help it. I needed something. But I didn't eat any chips. I didn't eat any bread. I didn't eat any pasta. I had all veggies and meat yesterday. I really need to like kickstart my system. So I'm putting it out there out loud. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. But I am. So like after the first day, that chocolate cake just got finished this morning from day before yesterday. And because I gave it away. Nico took some. Mariana, Angelina's friend, my adopted daughter, she took some last night. I got rid of that whole cake. Get it out of my face. I had 1 piece, small piece, day 1. But boy, it was so good. It was so good. And that really was like low sugar and low fat also. But anyway, it's the flour. I'm just going to do a little kickstart. I personally believe in everything in moderation, and I think I would never give up. Like I could never go keto for life or vegetarian for life or anything 100%. I really believe in we're meant to have some of everything, but it's about how much we do. So right now I just want to lower my status quo has been right where I'm at for like years, but I want to lower my status quo and keep it a little less. So that's what I'm working on. So I've been walking and working out and no carbs for a little while. No sugar in my coffee. Well, I don't do that anyway. So I don't like sugar in my coffee. Blech, it's too sweet. Too sweet. Too sweet. So anyway, I want everybody to do me a favor, help me reach my 1,000 mark on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed, actually hit the red button on YouTube. Please go to youtube.com/dorinaskitchen and subscribe. I have to get I'm at 670. Yeah, I'm stuck since yesterday. I'm at 674. I don't think I've gotten any more. I'm at the same, see, I was getting some every day. Now I'm still at 674. I want to hit 700 before the weekend's over. So if you guys would just share it or something, I'd really be happy. Because the more I do this, then the longer I can keep coming at you with everything I've got. So I appreciate that. And hit the little dingy bell so that you get notified when I go live. Because, oh, that's right, I almost forgot. I want to tell you that, so this coming weekend, Sunday, day after tomorrow, I am going down to Ocean City, Maryland to help my dad at his beach house. So most likely, Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be down there. So I'm going to figure it out. I don't know what I'm going to cook. If not, I might just come on and talk to you guys and show you the beach and all the fun stuff that's down at my beach house down there. Well, my dad's beach house. So Monday and Tuesday, I may or may not be cooking, or if I do cook, it'll be from another kitchen. So I have to take my stuff with me, but I hope that we can do something fun. If not, maybe we'll just go see something, or I'll just do a little sightseeing together. But we will go live, but I'm just not sure what we're going to be doing. So anyway, unless something changes and I don't go, but I'm planning on going. So that's that. So I'm going to show him, oh, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my dad come on. I'll introduce you to Papa. It's kind of scary, so I will put a disclaimer now. If he says anything crazy, I don't know him. That's it. So, I will end right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And, just say a prayer that everything continues going in this positive direction that things seem to be going. Sometimes bad comes into our life for the sake of good, whether it's COVID or whether it's, all this other stuff that's going on with the Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. Things have to get better. And sometimes they only get better. They only get better if they get worse first. So let's say prayers that things continue to get better. Amen. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys later. Mwah! Ciao.